All right, we're almost done. You've created a video, you've logged into Modalis and created a collection, you've uploaded your video, added a poster image, and added captions. Now we're ready to share the video with our students. So there's a couple different ways that we can do that. We're going to come over to the Share tab in the video editor here. If you have other people that you're collaborating with, for example, if you're working with the Herberger Online team, or maybe you have other faculty members, you can come to this button that says Share My Video, and you can choose who you're going to share it with. You can share it with specific users, like if you're working with an instructional designer, and you can find them there. And if you don't know what you need to do here, you probably don't need to do anything. So let's cancel out of that. But to share it with your students, you want to grab the restricted player. The restricted player means that it's only going to be available to students that are accessing this media through an ASU domain. That's through Canvas or through some other ASU website. If you use the external link, then that would be available to anyone in the general public. So for the most part, if you use the public player, that will be available to anyone in the general public. So for the most part, you want to use the restricted player to limit access to ASU students, people accessing things through an ASU property. If you're going to embed it in Canvas, then you want to get the embed code. Embedding means that you're installing it right in a page. So instead of just a link to go somewhere else and see it, they're seeing it within the context of your instructions. And I really like that for a lot of video types. Module overviews are good that way. A welcome video. Lots of times I like to have the video in the page with the rest of the instructions. So I'm going to grab the embed code and click OK just so I can see it. And then I'm going to click copy. It says iframe player has been copied to the clipboard. I'm going to go over to my Canvas course, open up the page I want to put it in, and go into edit mode. To embed some video, I'm going to go to the link that says insert/edit media. It's the one that looks like a little bit of a film. I'm going to click the embed tab and just paste that code in there and click OK. Now you can see that that video has just been added straight into my page. And it plays just in the context. Now, if I don't like the size of that video, it's kind of hard at this point to come in and change that. So I'm going to place my insertion point here and just delete that and place it again. We'll do that one more time. Embed. Paste it in again. And you can see here, this is giving me the dimensions of the video, its width and its height. And I can come in and I can change those if I want to. Now be careful when you're changing these around that you're keeping the ratio the same. If you want to look up online and figure out a couple different standard ratios that videos come in, that would be a good thing, depending on how you recorded it. But I'll let you kind of do your own math and figure out what size you want. So you can change that simply by saying, I'm going to change this to 300 by 180 and clicking OK. And now all of a sudden my video is smaller. Now, if you did something weird and you got the ratios off, like on mine, it'll just add bars either on the side or on the top. It's not going to ruin your video. But if you want it to look really, really crisp, then make sure that your ratios are correct. You can also embed video by going into the HTML. If you're comfortable with code, you can just paste code right into the HTML section, and you can see that that will have added another instance of that video. So that's how you can embed video straight into your page. Make sure to save it when you're done. And again, like I said, I like to do that because then I can have the video within the context of other information or other instructions. So instead of just the video hanging out by itself, let's delete this extra instance here, and I can have instructions like watch the video below, then click next to see the quiz. And that way, again, like there's a little bit more context, a little bit more flow and directions to the video rather than it just sitting by itself. The other option for sharing a video, let's go back to Modalis here, was using the link. So a link is just a web address, and this would be useful if you were just adding, maybe you just wanted to add the video straight to a module. So I would click the plus button to add an item to my module. I would use the external URL and then just paste the link in there. Give it a nice title and add the item. And now when they click on it, it'll just show them the video. That's a lot easier than adding it into the page. A little bit less slick in my opinion, but different courses are organized in different ways, so I'll leave that up to you. The nice thing about adding a video like this straight into the module is that it is a bit cleaner of an interface. They're not distracted by anything else. It's full-size thing, so maybe you have a module overview with a rundown of what's going to happen in this lesson. They click next, and then they're brought just to the video, kind of in a larger interface. So that might be a cleaner and a preferable way to put your video into the module. You might also select the link if you just wanted to link a piece of text, or if you were sending the file or sending the video to your students in a message or an email or something like that. So if you're just following up and you're saying, maybe you're following up with some students that were absent on a certain day, or maybe you're following up with students that did poorly on a certain assignment, you could just email them or message them the link to that video so they could view that content again. So you have two ways of sharing content from Modalis. Again, one is using the embed code if you're going to install that video straight into a content page, and the other is using the link if you just want to send a link via email or message. All right, I'm back. There is one more way to put video from your media amp into your Canvas page, and I completely forgot to tell you because I never use it. So here it is. If you're in a Canvas page and you click on this little downward caret, and if you mouse over this tool, it says more tools, right? More external tools. Then you can find a tool that says Media Amp Herberger, and this is a specific tool just for the Herberger install of Media Amp. You may have also noticed that over here there's a tool that says Media Amp, and there's no content in there. That's the ASU Online install of Media Amp, and you didn't put your video there. You put it in the Herberger Media Amp. So it is a little bit confusing that they're both there. Maybe that's one of the reasons I don't ever use it, just so I'm always very sure about just going straight to Modalis, getting my link, and bringing it back. But if you have, come on, let me clear out some of this other stuff. Click on the More External Tools drop-down, and then go to the Media Amp Herberger tool. Now that'll open up a window here, and it'll let you see all your material that's in Media Amp. So my sample video is there. If I come up to the menu, I can look at my playlists or look at collections. And if I want to add it to that page, I don't have a lot of settings, and maybe that's the other reason I don't use it quite as much. All I can hit is select, and it adds that video to the page. So if that's easier for you, then that's another option. Again, like I said, I completely forget about it sometimes because I don't use it much. But again, in the toolbar, click the drop down for more external tools, and then there's your Media Amp Herberger tool to grab videos and bring them into your Canvas pages.